Hey, just in fucking case, 007, James Bond, the man with 1,000 actors. I will admit, I'm not a gigantic Bond fan. It's one of those iconic franchises that everybody knows about, and it's just that I have absolutely no problem with it. It's just that I know more about parodies and stuff than actual source material. And when I found out that IO Interactive was making a Bond game, that was why I cared. They made the latest Hitman games. I love those. So this, of course, I'm interested in their next project. And I do think that if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have cared, or at least cared to the degree that I did. And I think by now, these 2 months and everything, word has spread, so it had a positive word of mouth and stuff, but I'm still not sure if that would have been enough to have grabbed me into playing at this moment. Anyway, though, let's get on to that review. Okay, so let's start with the story. I would say the story itself is good, and it's not a genre I expect to wow me, but I did not find myself groaning, and I did not have to shut my brain off just to enjoy it half the time, with some other series there are more action based and stuff. So that is a very positive sign. There were twists, betrayals, deaths, and a lot of exotic locales. The thing you kind of expect from Bond and just spy stuff in general, because it is a spy thriller. Most people know. Already seen the screenshot, or even from the first trailer. It's gonna be about a young Bond, before he joins MI6, fresh off everything, just learning the ropes and everything. So of course that opens things up for the future. Because it is a Bond game, this story is of course the start of a grooming 007 game series. And the way iOS worded it so far, I'm pretty sure that they're planning future games, and there's already DLC on the way. They have stuff in the oven, so I don't know how far they plan on taking it, but I think that we're gonna get a little some mileage off this one. And from what we've seen so far, though, it has been a satisfying adventure and a dip into the Bond universe for new people, and anyone who was already a fan, I think they will enjoy this. This is just my perspective, but honestly, I really enjoyed it a lot, and I think I'm not sure if there's any egregious things that, oh my god, I can't believe they put that in. They don't understand Bond at all. As far as you know, there's nothing like that in this, so you should be fine. And if you are nitpicky, then definitely you'll be fine. It's an enjoyable ride the entire way. And it isn't a Bond adventure without gadgets made by Q. They're not 100% required all the time, but they make most objectives kind of easy. And because of that, they're just not magical items all the time. You have some blue items, you have some green items. You refill the blue ones with electricity, the green ones with random chemicals and stuff that you find around levels, and that kind of helps you maintain them. And so this is basically to keep them in control. That being said, I found some of them a bit lackluster. There were some cool gadgets. Don't get me wrong; they were cool, but I feel they could have done a little bit more with them. Considering I don't know, create some more original gadgets for the game or something like that. Especially considering once again IO Interactive. Some of the gadgets I've seen in Hitman, some of the things they let you do in Hitman, they unlock as more and more levels levels level. I guess missions level. I don't know what you gotta call it, but. As further as you further unlock stuff in Hitman, you get access to more tools at your disposal and everything. And I feel some of those tools could have been used here. I'm not saying copy and paste. I'm saying that they could have used that same brain power and applied that to this genre as well. And I'm not saying the badges are bad. They're fine. I'm not hating on them at all. I loved the firing rockets from the pen. I love the camera that blasts shockwaves, and the phones that shoot darts at people. I loved all that stuff. Don't I'm not saying anything about those. And I'm sure it's the reason they wanted to keep it simple, and then when like sort of huge gadget wheel that they made it so limiting. But one of my gripes is that okay, first of all they say here you can use three gadgets, and they say the key watch is always required, so that means you can use two gadgets. They give you like what six the entire game, so then so I just grab some. Sometimes I'm like, okay, I want this, I want this. Like, oh wait, that's one too many. So yeah, that's whatever. Okay. But like I said, they probably just do that because they don't want a giant ass wheel to deal with and all that kind of stuff. So whatever. And this is just a gripe. This is probably like my biggest gripe, which is not saying much. So I'm just expanding on what I didn't like about it. So it's like it's not a huge deal. I just wanted to like complain for like a few seconds. Especially considering the gameplay. The gameplay is just not nice. It all just works so well. So like when the gameplay is that nice, there's only so much you can complain about. So I just had to say something. I think I could not have been sunshine rainbows the entire time. I just had to point it out, I guess. Oh, the combat. Oh, I really love the combat. People constantly compared this to a mix of Hitman and Uncharted, and people say that kind of stuff a lot, and they're right. They are right. Though Hitman combat generally, I just didn't care for. In fact, it kind of sucks in my opinion because of course the goal is to be stealthy, not get caught, and all that kind of stuff. So they put very little effort intentionally to hand-to-hand combat, gunplay, and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. Right? They actually put an effort here, and it just shows. There's blocks, parries, grapples, quick throws, and takedowns. I found it to be very fun. So fun to the point where when I was in a firefight, I would just go running around, just grabbing people and punching the crap out of them just for no reason other than just to keep on doing it. Like, they're like, oh my god, he has a gun, he's aiming for explosives. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm punching the crap out of you. Come over here. Like, I went through a whole field of like 20 guys shooting at me with just my fist. It was fantastic. Like, when I use guns, I'd be dying 10 times in a row. The gun combat wasn't bad, but I just preferred fisting people more. Wait. No, I will stick with that. I will stick with that word choice. I enjoyed fisting them. It also is James Bond, and of course, like while he does shoot people, he is more about just like subduing them, just taking them out, and anything above that, like he kills when he has to kill, kind of thing. So that's what gunplay was in there, but I think they did focus on melee first and above all. So I really doubt that. I doubt that was intentional. That melee was so fun. Okay, so overall, I liked it. Some chapters were longer and some were way shorter, and overall, it was a solid experience. Would I say it was worth the full cost, quality wise? Yes. But do you need to get it now? No, I'm not thinking so. Like unless you were like really, really craving an action adventure spy crafting like thriller game, sure I guess. But there are a lot of paths to go by to the point where sometimes I did something and then they're like, I think one time James commented, why didn't I go over there that way, kind of like that, or they said you go this way, that way, and I just choose one of them and stuff, but sometimes I chose none of the above and I found another path. Like it didn't look like it was as branched off as it was sometimes, which was surprising because it felt so linear at times. Then next time I realized, oh, there's all this stuff going on. But don't get me wrong, the game is linear, so that's it. It could, depending on how you feel about it at the moment, that could be detrimental. That could be a plus. Who knows? It really depends on the person. Like, for me personally, that's not enough replay value for me to just keep going back and forth like 4 or 5 times over and over again. I'm sure there's some people that have done that already, but that's not for me personally. Again, I know some people that do that kind of stuff, like, but yeah, more power to them. They're getting the money's worth. It provides what you need in a spy thriller, and I do recommend it, especially if you really are into 007. Not my game of the year. That still goes to Resident Evil Requiem, but this is just a well-made game. And if you're thinking about it, at least put on your radar. Oh, okay, thank God. No, don't. That's so stupid. That was so stupid. Okay, alright, okay. I'm not reviving off that thing. That was incredibly stupid.